Mark, you a big sports guy?
Nope. Go Birds.
Let's go, Philly.
That's a pretty common
Philly.
It's a pretty common theme out here is the Go Birds. I think I'm the only non-Go Birder.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Hello. Welcome to episode 4 of the Extra Meat Podcast. We are here with, you know what? No, I'm not going to say who we're here with yet. I want to say where we are.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll start off with where we are, and then we'll get into who we got on here. Coming to you from Easy Micro IT Solutions, 1341 Mickley Road, also home of SMP Mini Mart. Easy Micro is one of the best IT solutions for small businesses. Give them a call, give them a shout. They can help you with whatever you got for IT.
They're also super friendly. I love the people here.
Absolutely, definitely.
If you're listening and you want to be a sponsor of the podcast, please feel free to email us at extrameatpod@gmail.com.
We can put your stuff right here on the table.
We'll put it everywhere. I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
A nice shirt would be good, huh?
Somebody sends a pie, I'll put it on my head. I don't care.
Very nice.
So we're happy to announce our guest for today. He's a chef and restaurateur of multiple locations over his many years in the culinary industry. He's very well versed in different types of cuisine and somewhat made a name for himself as someone who fuses different cuisines together. His most recent location, Van Horn Steaks in Media, Pennsylvania, received many, many glowing reviews, and we're happy to have him here today, Mark Van Horn.
Mark,
Glad
welcome.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, it was fun at that soft opening. That was a good day.
Very good day.
Yeah.
Very good day.
And that steak was really good. I'm sure we'll get more into that as we go. I'm actually still mad at myself that I didn't get that cutlet, that vodka cutlet you were doing.
Cutlet, dude. Oh, that's good stuff.
And that's like my favorite thing too. I should have just got it. I was like watching you, man. I should probably get one of those too. Yeah.
Vodka cutlet, when you go down there to get it, I'm coming down with them. So you're going to have two ready for it.
We'll have a lot ready.
One of the best.
Cutlets are awesome.
Yeah. I
love cutlets.
Oh, yeah.
I talk about that all the time. Like my grandfather and my mother, that side is Italian. So like it was like an every other day thing for me in my youth. So I'm just like, anytime I can get a solid cutlet, I'm eating it.
Dude, I remember the first time I had a cutlet.
Literally the very first time?
I remember the very first, because I'm Irish. We grew up in Delaware County. We weren't eating cutlets. We were eating pork chops and pot roast and everything well done. It was my girlfriend's house, and they were from South Philly. They live in Delaware County, but from South Philly. They had chicken cutlets, spaghetti, marinade. That's what they call They call it marinade. And a little iceberg lettuce, red onions, red wine vinegar, and olive oil. And it was the best thing I ever ate in my life.
That's awesome.
It was just so simple. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
A great cutlet. Honestly, when you eat a great cutlet, you look at yourself like, how is this so good?
Yeah.
How is this so good? And especially with some great vodka parm on top. Yep. Right, vodka parm on top of a good cutlet is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm a vodka sauce like fiend.
I love vodka sauce. But when I see somebody drop a cutlet in the deep fryer, I cry.
Yeah,
I do. I cry.
You're a pan saute guy.
You got a pan fryer.
Yep.
Yeah, you're frying the flavor right out of it.
Yeah, especially the deep fryer. It's it's like you've cooked everything else in your restaurant in there over the course of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I can see a little flash fry to heat it up or whatever. You know what I mean? But you're cooking it. You got a nice olive oil. Nice, turn it over once, cook it halfway.
Just told you I wasn't hungry. Now you're making me hungry. Yeah, right. I think I figured out what I'm eating tonight.
Right. Yeah, you cook the flavors right out of the breadcrumbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mark, again, welcome to Easy Micro Studios. Welcome to our podcast here, the Extra Meat Podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Awesome to have you. The first thing I'd like to get into here is tell us about yourself and how and where you are today and whatever you're working on and where you are and how you're doing, and then anything you would like to tell about yourself, personal, business-wise, whatever it may be that our audience might like to know about you.
All right. Well, first I'm going to start off with where we're at with the restaurant. We finally got word from our landlords that they're going to start.
So not to cut you off, where's your restaurant again?
It's in Media, Delaware County, right outside Philly. Okay. We had a fire December 22nd, devastating. It wasn't a big fire. By any means, it wasn't a big fire, but it shut the business down.
Right.
And for some reason, our landlord hasn't fixed the property yet. Don't know what happened, between insurance companies, all that. I don't know.
Yeah, the usual. Yep.
Yeah, but there wasn't a lot of communication. So finally, we just got word. They hired a contractor. They're supposed to start this week.
Oh, that's great news.
I don't think it's going to take a long time. I don't know. I'll be checking in every day to make sure somebody's working on it down there. That's for sure. And we can't wait to get back open. It's devastating. Something like that happens. And I never thought, how devastating it was till it happened to me.
No, especially because you had like steam going too.
Dude, we were killing it. I
Yeah.
mean, things were really catching on. And it was just dead stop. And we figured, we'll be open in 4 or 6 weeks. This ain't going to be a bad thing. I mean, I called my insurance guy that morning. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, we'll take care of everything. And as the weeks went by, I'm going, what's happening? You keep going, it's going to be a couple more weeks. And it turned into 7 months. You're like, geez. I mean, it was awful, dude. I mean,
so it's been 7 months.
Depressing. You're not working. I've worked all my life 7 days a week. And now I'm sitting home going, what are you going to do? What do I do?
Absolutely.
Like you have no purpose all of a sudden.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I got 6 kids and 7 grandkids.
Some purpose there.
Yeah. But they're busy doing their thing. Right. You know what I mean? But it's the idea. You're a restaurant guy, dude. You live for it. You live for cooking for people. I love talking to people. I love talking about food. I love the interaction. I mean, it's a life. It's a way of life. Yeah. It really is.
And I think that's part of why it became so successful in the early stages of where you were, the interaction that you had with the people.
I think I had a lot to do. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Good food and good people. I think that's what it's all about. You know, be honest, be straightforward with everybody, and just give them something good. Right. Give them quality. Don't chint out. Don't take shortcuts. We're a cheesesteak place. Our food costs the highest food costs I've ever had in any restaurant because we're using quality. And I can't. We were talking earlier about that one place that was charging a lot of money for cheese. We can't. Right. You just can't do it. I mean, we're paying.
There's got to be a certain cutoff.
Yeah, if you're paying $7 a pound for steak, and you want a 25% food cost, you didn't count the roll you had or the cheese. Yeah, you ain't doing it. So you got to figure out, I got to sell chicken cutlets. I got to sell chicken cheesesteak, and I got to make them good.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Cheesesteak can't be the only thing that's good. We got to go. I had the cheesesteak, man. I want the vodka cutlets. I want the meatballs with the burrata and the pesto.
You got to keep them coming back with the quality of the food.
Yeah.
To experiment with other items on the menu.
You don't buy your meatballs. You don't buy your chicken fingers. You make them. You eat the chicken tenders, and you clip them, and you clean them, and you do the work. Right?
Yeah, and that's a lot of people that go to a restaurant don't realize how much work that is.
No, and it's a lot of work. And
even just costing a menu. I mean, like there's a science to costing a menu to try and make it. If you're running one item near 35, 36%, you have to run something at that 25 to try to balance yourself out. It's
absolutely, man. I mean, like I said, $7 for a pound of steak. You're putting 12 ounces on a steak, then you got the roll, then you got the cheese. You're 50% food cost on cheesesteaks, easy. And you hope that your cooks aren't screwing them up, and you got to throw it in the trash and start over and do it other way.
And especially by you, I mean, maybe different areas in the country it's a little different, but especially by you, like you can't charge anymore. Like somebody's just going to go 5 blocks this way and get someone else's.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, there's these places, in like probably Missouri where they're, putting like bell peppers and mushrooms on every steak and calling it a Philly, they can charge more.
And they're putting on that soft bread and it's like hamburger bun steak rolls.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
And I think you're lucky. You got Corpley's up here. I don't think many other people have good in this area. From what I remember, when I've eaten out here before, like the bread was always like, it's different. Yeah. It's just not the same thing you get in Philly or Delco.
I think if you know anything about food or anything about sandwiches, you definitely absolutely know that the bread is what makes a sandwich.
100%.
Most of the time. So absolutely, I think that's a big part of it. But again, to get the right bread also goes with that food cost and whatever it may be. You can cheap out and throw a frozen piece of bread take it out of the freezer and let it thaw and serve it. But is it really the same quality you're giving back to the customer? So.
Right. And we got lucky because I used to work for Corpley's. So Mike Corpley's heard I was opening up a steak place. So the roll that I'm using now, and I believe it's the same one you're using. I helped develop that myself, and I can't think of the name of the restaurant out in Westchester. That he went back and forth with us. Is it the right size? Is it big enough? Is it long enough? Is it enough seeds? Should there be seeds in the bottom? Blah blah blah. And we went back and forth, and I think it's the best roll out there, in my opinion.
That's very cool too to be able to like say that you worked on something like that.
It was cool. It was definitely cool when he called me. I'm like, dude, this is cool, man. We're gonna have something special. And we were using Lishus. Lishus had a good roll, but I felt like I was cheating on my girlfriend because I love the Corpley's. They're a great family. They're a great bakery, and they had good rolls. Right. But at the time, Lishus came to me with a roll that was seed. I'm like, this is good, and it's what I want right now. And next thing you know, Mike calls. We got this roll. I'm like, this is 10 times better than the other one, in my opinion.
Right.
So I'm glad Mike called.
Well, it's definitely a great roll. We were just talking about this not even an hour ago.
Yeah,
we made a sandwich up there, and we were just experimenting, playing around a little
Taste
bit.
testing.
Taste testing and all that. We just took a first bite and it was like,
It's just like the roll's
God
so
damn, the roll's so good. Yeah.
It is though, and that's I remember at the soft opening, I believe you had both rolls. Like I think you maybe
I may have.
I think you were like kind of maybe not decided exactly which way you were going yet or something. I believe I saw both boxes. I'm like, look at this.
There's a very good chance we did. Very good chance we did.
So I have to ask. I'm going to go right into it because I have to know. Like, so for people who don't have background on you, one of your first restaurants was like kind of a Creole, Cajun kind of thing.
At French Quarter Bistro.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, to my knowledge, you've never been to New Orleans at all.
I've never been to New Orleans.
Never been to New Orleans. So I have to know. I just think it's too interesting of a question not to ask how someone who's never been to New Orleans opens a Creole or Cajun restaurant.
Right. So like I told you before, I'm self-educated. When I wanted to become a chef I didn't go to culinary school, but I went out and I bought the textbook, what they were using for 2 years. And I read it from front to back, and I practiced and I tried things, and I taught myself. I was working as a chef at a place called the Gaslight in Ridley Park, and down the road in Eddystone was a place called New Orleans Cafe. Danny Funk owned it. Danny's a great guy. I still use some of his stuff to this day. His Cajun blend that he developed or whatever. I buy that through Van Spices down in Maryland. I think besides him, I'm probably the only one who uses it, and it's fantastic. But he had a New Orleans themed restaurant. He learned from a guy named, I believe, Mac John from New Orleans. And I'm assuming he's from New Orleans because his name was Mac John. He certainly wasn't from Delaware County.
Yeah, right.
So Danny had something special, and I didn't work for him very long, but I developed a relationship with him, and I kind of learned some things from him, and he taught me some things, and I took that, and I did with the Culinary Institute textbook. I started buying all the books from New Orleans and Paul Prudhomme and all those different things, and experimenting, and I'm going. I just fell in love with that cuisine. I just fell in love with Italian cuisine for the first time when I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And now I found Cajun Creole, and I'm like, this is different, and no one does it around here. And Danny did it right. He was great. He was very successful. So I kind of, I don't know you say I copied him, but I learned from him, and I took some of his things I still use today. Like I said, like he did an andouille meatloaf, I do an andouille meatloaf. Nice. It's not the same recipe, but
general idea.
People still ask for it. I haven't had the place in 7 years, so I get people calling me, "Can you make it? Can you make it?" I'm like, "I'll make it. Give me a little bit of time. Give me a little bit of time." But that's where it came from. And to this day, Danny's owns a place. I think he owns it, and is a chef at the Social in Westchester, and I think it's the best restaurant in Westchester.
I gotta get down there.
He's just a great guy, really, really good dude.
I don't know why I don't get over that way too often. Like there's so many Westchester places people have suggested, and it's like it's just in my head to go, and I just like never get over that way. I don't know why.
Steaks Westchester's down the street.
They have a pizza place too, don't they? Steaks.
He just opened. Yeah, he opened up I think before Steaks he had Pizza Westchester.
Right,
he had Steaks Westchester.
Yeah, so that's two places that people have told me to go. I never get over. I think Lorenzo's is over.
Lorenzo's, that's the one I was thinking about earlier.
The roll. I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's Lorenzo's. It's Lorenzo's. Matter of fact, I just had a hoagie from Lorenzo's the other week, and it's funny. I'm gonna say this. I think you do the same thing. It drives me nuts. When I get a hoagie, I want it wrapped up, but I want to sit in the fridge for an hour or two before I eat it. And he put it in a box instead of wrapping it in paper. Do you put yours in a box or do you wrap it in paper?
This guy's coming at me. Shows up at my podcast over here. He's coming at me over a box and a paper. That's how we wrap it. That's how we roll it. It can't help you if you don't like it the way it is.
It's funny because I was like, listen. Should I say something? Should I say something? Or should I say, if this comes up in conversation, should I say it? I'm like,
it stays in the box. It stays in the box like that so you can see the beauty of the sandwich in the box. When you wrap it, you're squishing it all together. They're rolling it out. So that's your box. Right. That's how we do it.
So, right? And you put your vegetables on top.
Put the vegetables on top,
right?
Yeah.
Now, Lorenzo's put their vegetables on the bottom. I don't like that either. I like my veggies in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah. So I put a little meat.
Hey, Chuck, it sounds like this guy wants like a sandwich cook-off, cold cook-off. I'll bring the meats. Let's go.
Let's go, Dan.
Let's bring the extra meat. Let's bring the extra meat over here.
Dude, there's always beef going on somewhere. Like I know Gazzo's and Deezy Steaks. I don't know if you saw that on the internet yet.
Oh, I saw the one. Yeah, something happened. What was it over there? They were giving them fake reviews or something.
Something like that. And I know both of those guys, and they're both really good dudes. Same with Nick and Ants.
Gazzo's. Their like I guess direct competition there was going on Google or Yelp or whatever, and like throwing fake reviews at them, like to bring the rating.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was necessarily them, but like friends of theirs or something. Because I think they got together and talked and worked it out, so it wasn't.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was very good, and it actually turned out to be a really good PR thing. Now, like I think they're going to have a cook-off. They're going to call leave the beef on the grill, but they're all good dudes, and I'm glad it all worked out. That they're so now in that area, Pot Center, there's 3 really good cheesesteak places: Nick and Ant's, Gazzo's, and Deezy's. But it's good to see the competition, get together and help each other out, man.
Sure.
And that's what it's about.
Listen, everybody makes their product. Everybody makes it a little bit differently. It doesn't have to be a battle every time that you're out there.
100%. Like people make fun of me. They say we put a meat cap on our hoagie. I'm like, no, it's the Delaware County thing. It's the way we grew up. I like eating it that way.
Right.
The vegetables don't fall out all over the place. Well, it's all opinion. It's all it's all meaningless, really.
Even last time we had when Gina was here, like just the way he was like putting the toppings and putting the ketchup and stuff. She's like, "What are you doing? That's not how you do it. Do it like this way."
Right.
Everyone's like,
I had to look at it like seriously. Like,
that's like, do you put your ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise in the bottom roll before you put your burger on, or do you put it on top?
Right.
To me, you got to put it on top.
Everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
It's crazy.
But by being that everyone is different, that's why exactly falls back into this. I don't understand why people, even businesses, battle each other. Everybody makes it a different way, and there's going to be somebody who likes it this way, somebody who likes it this way. It's a preference. It's not a quality. It could be the same exact item made 2 different grills. It's going to taste different. It's how it is.
Yep.
It's how it is.
And the old school, like I was talking to my buddy John from Giovanni's, like he said, if his dad was making something and someone was looking over his shoulder, he's hiding it. He's not sharing anything. You know what I mean? Like John, he's asked me he had a meatball sandwich in my place. He goes, dude, what do you put in your meatballs? So I made a video of me making my meatballs with all the ingredients, how much, but I sent it to him. He's like, dude, he might have tweaked it a little bit, you know what I mean, or whatever, but that's what he uses now. I was like, what are you hiding? You know what I mean?
And it'll still, it'll almost never come out your way. Like if somebody else makes you could follow the recipe to the T. It's still going to taste different if you make it as they make it.
I'll teach you you can have all my recipes you want. That's what it's about, man. Sure. You know what I mean? You're not going to come up next to my store and open a place and do the exact same thing I'm doing.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of old school mentality, like gatekeeping things and stuff.
It's funny, isn't it? It's so different. The world's different today, man.
It's true.
It is.
For the better, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. There's a lot of things in the world that are a lot worse, but that's one of the things that are better, at least in the restaurant industry. Right. And I think everybody gets along. Everybody likes being friends. I love when I walk into another place that I've never been in Philly. Like I walked in Louis G's and they're like, "Oh, you're the guy from Van Horn." I'm like, dude. I'm like, I can't wait to try your roast beef sandwich.
That place is so good,
dude. That roast beef,
so good. You got to get down there. Louis G's. It's Sewell. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think you say Sewell.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I used to say Sewell, but I think it's Sewell, New Jersey.
Yeah, their roast beef is out of control.
It was worth a try because they do it different. Like I had Nick's roast beef the other night. Nick's roast beef, they've been around forever. I think they have 3 locations. They make a good roast beef sandwich. I really enjoyed it. But they do it the way everyone else in this area does it. They do a long cook. It's cooked well done. It's still tender because they're low and slow or whatever, and it's great flavor. Louis G's does it low and slow, but they give it.
You can get a rare cut there.
Yeah, it's rare. It's you know what I mean. And the gravy's delicious. It's not au jus. It's gravy.
Yeah. It was. I almost thought it was in between. Like it was like it wasn't thick enough in my mind that it was a gravy, but it certainly wasn't like an au jus either. Like it was kind of in the middle.
Exactly. But dude, try that sandwich.
Definitely have to.
It's really good.
Yeah, definitely have to.
And they're friendly as hell.
Oh,
I can't remember the girl's name. She's gorgeous. Just nice, sweetheart. Love talking about food. Just go.
It's gonna bother me so
I know.
much.
I can't remember her name. But she was so friendly.
She is. She's very nice. Yeah, she's the daughter. It's like a family thing. There's the father, the brother, and the daughter.
And I met the daughter. I met the father. And I met I met all of them.
Yeah, me too. They were all there when I went.
Yeah. And I'm not in there filming or anything. Actually, I think I did film that. I think I filmed when I went outside that day. But they didn't know who I was. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
We actually filmed. I went with Eric from a culinary road trip. And we actually filmed right there where you pick up the food. Like it was like there was nobody because that their whole area is the size of this table. Like,
it's tiny.
There's no seating, nothing. So like they had a little inlet window where you get the food. I'm like, we're gonna film right here. Just like open up everything.
It's a tiny plate, and it's out of the way too, kind of like
it was. I didn't know anything else in that general area.
No, and there's not a big population area, but from what I understand, they're busy.
And they had another one too. I don't know where it's going to be, or if it might even be open already. But they were opening a second location.
I heard,
they wanted seating and all that stuff.
Right.
Chuck was saying here, he asked you how you got into that Cajun. I understand how you got into it. It sounds like you had lot of passion into the foods you like and how you make them. And I mean, that's what makes a great cook, regardless of who it is. I mean, it's a passion for food. I 100% agree.
100%.
And that being said, so you did the Cajun part, you did, sounds like some of the Italian part, all of that. So now you ended up in a cheesesteak spot. So why cheesesteaks?
I did a barbecue place too. I used to have a place called Curly's Q.
Even a barbecue place. Here we go. We're learning more as I sit over here. So why cheesesteaks now? And what passion do you have for that cheesesteak? And why has that become part of the profession that you want to do for whatever time you
Me and my cousin talked about opening up a place for a long time, and I've always been on my own. I never wanted a partner. I just like working for myself. And over time, my last restaurant didn't work out, whatever. And he's like, "Dude, let's find a place. We've been looking for a long time, but kind of passively. And finally, he found this one spot in Media. And I'm going, dude, it's a pretty good spot. It's a great spot. And I'm still a little, because I had a failure. I don't want to call it a failure, but I didn't do well. A learning experience, right? In Phoenixville, which is a great little town. I was shocked that I didn't do well there. And that was my Italian Creole restaurant.
Yeah,
I was living next to the.
That was the fusion, right?
Yeah, and I thought we were going to blow up. And it was a great little place, beautiful little place, great landlords. But it just didn't catch on. It was a BYOB, and down there, if you're not selling booze,
right,
you're not making money. Right. But I always wanted to open up a steak shop, and I always wanted to keep things simple, which is always hard for me to do because,
experiment.
When you're a chef, you want to put 90 things in your menu because you know what I mean?
Make them all good. Right.
Yeah, you're like, they'll love this, they'll love that,
You like to share the passion.
You like to share the passion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I finally got in my mind, like, dude, you got to simplify your life. You got to simplify your place, and you got to make it so the people that are working for you can do what you're doing. And when you're being all chefed out and doing all these specials and everything, the guys that are working for you aren't going to be able to do what you're doing, unless you really find the right person.
Sure.
So keep it simple. So that's what we did. We found this spot. We said, let's do cheesesteaks. I went to my cousin Mike's house, or my partner, and we cooked. We got samples from 50 different brands. We knew we were using ribeye, 10% solution, 2% solution, straight ribeye, formed ribeye, not formed ribeye. And we finally, we were going through the rolls. And like I said, thank God Mike Corpy's called me. Yeah. I'm so happy we ended up with that one. That's what we did, man. We invited family over, foodies over that we knew, and we tasted everything. We gave everybody pen and paper, and then, what do you think's the best? And we did this for a while. Like, we really put it out there. Like, what we want to do the best. Like, what? And we finally did. We found the right formula, and kept the menu simple.
So it sounded like it was a passion for cheesesteaks even while you were doing some other things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like. Yeah, for sure. Always had a passion for
cheesesteak. That was a good cheesesteak. Yeah. That was a good cheesesteak. Yeah, when he's back up, we'll go down there. It's a good steak.
We'll come down. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't even care about the steak at this point. I want that cutlet sandwich so bad.
Dude, it's good. But it's quality.
Right.
Well, like I said, even our chicken tenders, like, we don't get random chicken breasts because it's the cheapest and cut them down and pan it. We get the jumbo chicken tenderloins, and we cut the thing out, and we pan them out, and we do the work.
Yeah. So when you opening again?
We're hoping tomorrow. We're really hoping for the 1st of September. That's awesome. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. That's actually not that bad. I mean, by comparison to being closed as long as you have been, that's really not that bad.
No. Like I said, there was a fire. It wasn't a terrible fire. It didn't destroy the whole place, but it did some damage, and it's been out of our hands getting it fixed.
Yeah, well, that's. It sounds like it was more. I don't want to say neglect, but it was more like, this sounds like you could have been reopened by now.
We should have been reopened by now. Yeah. But I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not blaming anybody.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too, though, because that's, it's how do you figure out how to live your life without that income?
Dude, and, exactly. And it's hard. It's very hard, dude. It was depressing. I mean, I put me in a bad spot.
Yeah.
My brain.
Yeah. And that's,
I don't like being there.
No, that's like terribly unfortunate too. A lot of people don't, probably don't even think about that part of it. Like how, that could affect you mentally, emotionally.
I got to the point I was putting my resume out. Like, up until last week, I've been putting my resume out.
You make good cheesesteaks. I'm hiring.
Sold.
Dude, it's an hour and a half drive. Man.
You don't have to fill out anything. Forget the resume.
Hour and a half, no traffic.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll get you. Well, playing off of that question that I gave you there, I mean, I think I already know the answer to this since I've been back and forth, and I think this was brought up a couple times already. But before you had the fire, you were using the corporalese role, and it sounds like that's the route you're going to keep moving forward with the corporalese role,
for sure.
Or are you looking around?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Good. Great bread.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, that, especially, I mean, I like pretty much everything I've had from them, but the that like double sesame or whatever, that like seeded roll, that roll is incredible.
Dude, they hand seed that. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did.
But there's one guy standing there. I have video of it when I took Mike down there. The guy standing there, brushing it with paint, seeding it, flipping it, throwing it with the paint. So at one point, Mike's like, you and Lorenzo's are the only two going to be using this roll. Then there became a demand for that roll. Yeah. So apparently there's quite a few other places using that roll now.
It's a good roll.
It's a good roll.
I mean, like good, like a terrible understatement. It's a really good roll.
And Mike, he's got a passion, dude. This guy, they've been around for 100 years. Like his brother Joe, who runs the whole show, he hired me when he found out I was closing the French Quarter. When I sold the French Quarter Bistro, he goes, "You need a job. I need a manager." I'm like, "I do." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah." It's good people. I was bored out of my mind managing a retail store. You know what I mean? I just had no creativity.
Right.
I liked it. It wasn't a bad. It was a good job. They took care of me.
But you weren't doing what you needed to be doing.
I needed to be doing something, and so that's when I ended up opening up my barbecue spot. Somebody called me. I got an empty pizza shop, just sitting there. I give you the first 6 months to get in there and just see what we can do, and that's what I did. And then a place opened up in Phoenixville, which is right down the road, which is all restaurants. I'm going, I'm just barely making it here. Maybe I ought to move down there. The guy goes, yeah. He goes, I got a buyer for this place. So if you want to move out, just go move down there. I'm like, okay. So borrow more money and move down there. And I was like, oh, shit. That being said, if all that didn't happen, me and my partner now wouldn't have opened Van Horns.
Right.
And I think we're going to be very, very successful there because we were on the road to some really good stuff,
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think you're going to struggle there once you're back open. You were already heading in a really good direction. It was a good stream of traffic,
and great people down there.
Like,
when we had that fire, when I say 15, 20 different restaurants messaged me or got a hold of me, said, dude, if you need our kitchen for anything, just let us know. Yeah. And that's a hard.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, because we had some catering jobs for Christmas and New Year's where you were getting all these catering jobs. And I had to call them all.
December 22nd?
Yeah. I had to call them all and be like, sorry, dude. But even the next day, I think we had 3 or 4 catering jobs. We're like, dude, we're not going to be able to do your food. They're like, what? They're like, well, we had a fire. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah,
that being said, it's hard to go in someone else's kitchen, restaurant, and do your thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't really work out. That being said, there's a lot of good people out there that just were like, come use our stuff, which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. There's not always that like sense of community everywhere, so that's cool.
Yeah, and then, like I said, it's incredible that's what the restaurant business has turned into, and the sandwich shop business turned into. Like,
it seems like, at least for me, it seems like the restaurants, the people who have the same mentality as you, and it sounds like we're all on the same page sitting at this table, it becomes more of a networking thing.
Oh yeah, it's a nice fraternity.
It was a battle between this guy and this guy and this guy next door and this guy down the street. There's still a few out there, believe me. I see it all the time.
I see it. Yep.
You see, but the thing is, it's more of a networking thing. Like, for what, man? It'd be pretty cool to come down. Okay, I'm in media and I'm coming down to Van. Oh shit, Van Horns. I'm going to see Mark over here. It's awesome to have things like that, and you got to enjoy it. It's part of enjoying what we do because we're locked in. I mean, at least for me, we're 7 days a week. Myself and my wife and. It's nice to when you do go outside of that bubble that you're locked in all the time. That wow, I get to see a new person. I get to a restaurant, talk to people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What would you say is your favorite and on the flip side also least favorite part about being a restaurant owner?
Favorite part about being a restaurant owner.
I know it's tough.
It is. It's fun.
I want to write this down so I can
steal the answer.
So I can steal the answer for mine.
So let me put it this way: I've worked for a lot of people my whole life, so I'll never work for somebody else again. I can't. It's hard enough having a partner, and I love my partner. He's a great guy. We get along good, but it's not easy. I love working for myself. I love making my own decisions. I love waking. I used to go to bed every night going, man, I can't wait to wake up and make a new special tomorrow. Like you know what I mean? Like I got some fresh scallops. What can I do different? And have that creativity without someone going, well, it's my restaurant. You need to do what I want you to do, which I did. That's when I was younger. That's what you had to do. So that's the best part, right? The worst
and the least favorite.
The least favorite is the rest. The least favorite. It's hard to walk when I get up in the morning. I got arthritis in both my knees. I got plantar fasciitis. I can't lift my shoulder. I don't know how I'm going to make a cheesesteak when we reopen because I just tore the hell out of it again. I just went through 10 or 12 weeks of rehab. Yeah. And 2 days later, I tripped going down the steps at the restaurant and grabbed the railing and just ripped it out again. I'm like,
gotta make that. You gotta get that to heal before you start. I know. You can't do nothing without it.
Dude, if I knew we were going to be done for 7 months, I would have got the surgery. Right?
And it turns out Mark's a lefty now.
Yeah.
He'll get him a left-handed spatula.
Yeah. Do left-handed spatula, exactly. So it takes a physical toll on your body.
Sure.
I have 6 kids and 2 ex-wives, so it takes a toll. It takes a toll on your family. I've missed too many. I've missed too many birthdays and weddings, and a break. I don't even like talking about it. I tear up.
It hurts.
It does.
It does.
That's a hard part because I put myself into my business. I'm like, well, I can't take off on this. What do you mean you're not going to make it to the birthday party? I can't take off on a Saturday, dude. You're nuts. You know what I mean?
And when you're the guy, you're the guy. You know,
you are. And so there's a lot of regrets there. There's a lot of.
The unfortunate thing is not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know that.
Or realize it at least.
Or realize it that you're sitting there, you're busting your ass on a Saturday and making a sandwich and oh, this sucks. Well, I'm trying my best. I mean, I'm not doing what I got to do this. So
if I'm not there, people aren't going to like the food, or people they're going to be. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. So the other part is employees. Like I've been very, very lucky that I've had a lot of loyal employees, and I treat my employees good, so we get along. But when somebody doesn't show up to work, dude, and you're like. You're working 7 days a week, and it's Monday. You're like, dude, I'm getting out. I'm going in, and I'm doing lunch, and I'm putting my orders in, and I'm getting out of here. I only got a half day today. And you don't mind. I don't mind working 7 days a week. Yeah. I can't work 12 hours, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You got somebody hungover from Sunday night's Eagles game, calling out Monday.
And dude, that's exactly what it is, and it would drive me. And I go, dude, like this is the 5th time you called out in 2 months. Like no one you're 24 years old. No one gets sick that often. And it's always a Monday morning after an Eagles game, or you know what I mean? Or after you said, I'm going to the bar tonight. Like, that drives me nuts. So that's the short answer.
I noted all of that here. So I noted all of that here. I'll roll in here. Again, I mean, another question I was going to ask you here. I think we touched it a little bit with our previous comments here, but competitors and where you are in media, being around a lot of very close places to other so-called cheesesteak places. I know you were a short time before you unfortunately had the fire and shut down, but did you see anything in that time frame from local competitors, individuals that were taking shots at you or your business to promote themselves, or if you did, I mean, how do you handle situations in that nature?
Not directly, but I was told by a few people in the business or in the sales business. They're like, dude, like there's people you vent to. Like, dude, I can't believe this review. He's like, Mark, you know that's not a real review, right? And I don't know. You know what I mean? But there's some people out there like, dude. That's either somebody that's one of your competitors, or it's somebody that doesn't like you, or you know what I mean. Don't get me wrong. We're going to get bad. We're going to make mistakes. I mean,
sure.
We're going to forget to put something in the bag. You know what I mean. Stuff's going to happen.
Absolutely.
But a couple of people brought that to my attention. I'm like, you might be right.
It's hard to brush off.
It's hard to brush off. But no one ever like I said, the thing with DZs and Gazzers, like nothing ever directly like that where I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And a lot of the shop owners around there would come in and I'd meet them and I'd go to their place, and you know what I mean? Like the guy from Brian owns a townhouse. He, dude, come down, I'll give you a job. I'll, use my kitchen, whatever you need to do. And he would come in my place once or twice a week for cheese. He's from New York, or he's from Ireland actually. He had a couple bars in New York and a couple of restaurants in Media. But like I said, it's a fraternity, man. For the most part, everyone really got along. So
yeah,
awesome.
That's so much better that way. We talk about it often. It's like there's room for everybody up here, so it's like, why, like, there's no reason to like try and tear down each other's business. There's plenty of people with hungry stomachs and open mouths, and like they're looking to come in and try your food. Like, there's no reason to like put down another business to try to propel your own. Like
when
it doesn't make any sense.
When you do that, I say this all the time. When you as a business owner have time to do that, then you're not focused enough on your product.
Exactly.
And when you're not focused enough on your product, that's a problem for not just yourself, but that's a problem for your customer who's paying money to buy your product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're doing something wrong, so you have to
clean up your act a little bit. Is what I say. So roll off of that. I guess what makes Philly so special. I mean, you're in the Philly area, you're in the media area. You know that some of the biggest competitors, cheesesteak competitors, in there. What makes Philly to you so special?
The people. It's the people. It's personality. It's all that stuff going on.
one word for it.
Yeah. And I haven't traveled a lot. But the different places I have been, I'm always disappointed with the food.
I get that.
Philly's got a special food thing going on. I really believe that.
Sure. This is why you need to get to New Orleans, though.
I know. I do. I need to get to New Orleans. I
You
really
trip
do.
over good food there. It's unreal.
And that's what everybody tells me. But you got cheesesteaks. You got I do a braised pork instead of in my Italian porks is a slow braised pork. It falls apart instead of the roasted pork where you slice it.
Those pork sandwiches are so good, though.
Where do they do that in the rest of the country? Right. Not many places. I know a couple places in New York, but it's not a big. As far as I know,
Definitely not the same style. And even then, it's like, a lot of places in Philly do that. Not so much in other places.
Right. Like, dude, sharp provolone, broccoli rabe with some red chili pepper flakes and garlic and a nice slow braised pork. Oh, you can't beat it.
You sound like a sandwich guy.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
I always say, for me, and everyone's different, I actually prefer John's because he uses spinach instead of broccoli rabe.
Right.
And for me, like, broccoli rabe gets in my teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
The flavor's like, as long as you nail it and it's not like, all bitter or whatever, the flavor's great. But
Right.
with the spinach, I love it.
And I'm not a spinach guy. Like, I love broccoli rabe. You know what I mean? But you got to flavor it. You can't just steam it and put it on. You got to put the garlic in there. Like, I cook mine in chicken broth with garlic and heavy chili pepper.
You got to give it some tender love and care.
You got to give it some tender love and care.
You have to.
Yeah. So you got chicken cutlets, you got pork, you got cheesesteak. What else is big in Philly? That really isn't big everywhere. Water ice.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, but that being said, though, honestly, though, I mean, we've had this discussion too, and I know you say New Orleans, and absolutely for a different kind of food, absolutely, that's a place to go. But if you travel, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself, but when I travel outside the area, New York, Philadelphia, I mean, areas around here, and you go try to match, not even beat, match the quality in the food that you're trying to eat and what you enjoy here is very difficult. It's very difficult outside of where we're at.
Yeah.
So I agree. I 100% agree with you.
By the way, we do a blackened chicken cheesesteak too that you got to try.
Oh yeah, well, I love blackened chicken. So
Dude, blackened chicken cheesesteak, bacon, grill, mustard, cheddar cheese.
You use that.
So again, when are you opening
that seasoning
up?
that seasoning you were talking about?
Yeah.
I used to when I was obviously I'm doing so well at losing weight, but when I was trying, when I was actively trying, I would just do like a blackened chicken Caesar or whatever all the time, or just any salad or whatever. Just the blackened chicken on anything. I love it.
Yeah. I wish I brought some up for you. Some of the there's a little bit on the green beans in there. Just firecracker shrimp.
For anyone who can't see that right now, Mark brought us some food to try, so I'm very excited about that. Very excited. So if and I don't know if there is or isn't, I'm just curious if through all of your ventures here, through your different cuisines and everything, if there was one item that you could say kind of put you on the map in people's eyes, what do you think that would be?
Well, it depends where you're at, right? So I guess being my first restaurant, French Quarter Beach, let's say there. It was an old rundown bar. They sold 40s and quarts, and they might have sold chicken wings out of the kitchen and burgers. And I remember I went up there. I didn't have any money. I found it was on the ad in the paper, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the bar for rent or bar restaurant for rent. And I went out and I met the owners, who I'm still friends with to this day. Hannah's about 80, 85 years old, maybe a little older. They actually just put the place up for sale. But I went up and met them, told them what I wanted to do. and try to get a couple loans, couldn't get any loans together. About 2 months goes by, and they call me, and they said, and I had taken them out to dinner. I said, here's what I want, to the New Orleans Cafe, I believe. This is the kind of food I want to do there, blah, blah, blah. And I want to run a restaurant. I don't want to run a bar. And it's underneath a hotel with like 20 rooms that they rent by the week. So I don't know if you're familiar with Royersford, right? So I remember I get in, and she called me a couple weeks later. She said, I'll lend you, I think it was like $12,000 to get started. And this was with a liquor license, everything. I didn't know what it was going to cost me to open. I mean, I had to buy food, plates, get a lawyer to get the liquor license. So the day I opened, I was like, I had enough money for a keg. I think it was like a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of rum. and that's the way I started. And I am still, to this day, still friends with probably the first 10 people that walk in that bar and go, dude, you're never going to make it. Do you know where you are? I'm like, what do you mean? Is there like, this ain't the right kind of town or part of town for this type of restaurant, right? I'm like, well, I'm all in, bro. So we'll see. And it took about 2 years. First thing I did was get rid of all the 40s and all the courts, and craft beer started being a big thing then. No one around there was doing craft beer. So I brought in all the craft beer, and the name French Quarter Bistro was different. So it piqued people's curiosity. Well, they started coming in. And in about 2 years, I remember one night finally, 911 hit too, shortly after I opened. Right. When I say not one person walked in that place for 5 days, wow. Not one person. And I'm like, dude, I'm dead in the water. I'm dead in the water. And I'm driving like an hour and 15 minutes back and forth to work every day. And next thing you know, things start rolling gradually. And after about 2 years, I remember the first night there was like a line at the front door waiting to sit down. I'm like, dude, we're going to be all right. We're going to make it. Because I actually lost my house. Like I actually stopped paying my rent at my house because and me and my wife split up and she moved out. So with the kids, so I go, do I keep the restaurant or do I keep the house? Right? And I'm like, well, I don't have any. What am I going to do? And I knew the restaurant was going to make it. So I'm like, I went and slept without electricity for probably 2 months. Cold showers, going home lighting candles at night, and it all worked out. You know what I mean? I mean, it was tough in the beginning, but you make a choice. You go, this is my passion. This is what I love to do, and I didn't want to go work for somebody else again. And I just knew it was going to work, and it did for 18, almost 20 years.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And that's a common story too, at least in my experience with people I've known and myself included. Is like family life is nearly impossible. Like especially in a restaurant when you're there, you're the guy and you're always there. And it takes its toll.
Yeah. And I'm a family guy too, but I had a passion. I can't fix a car. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. I don't care to. All that being said, I was at my ex-wife's wedding 2 weeks ago. Like we're like, right. Yeah. It's no hard feelings. It was just, life's funny.
It is.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question? I don't know.
Partially.
Did I go like this?
We got a little. We dipped an ebb.
Yeah.
Only thing is with that story, I can only imagine. Like he's talking about a little bar, people walking in. I don't know why I'm imagining Rocky.
Oh yeah,
like the movie, like the bar of Rocky. I don't know. Well, like imagining a bar of Rocky. Like, I know what is it? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Paulie's yelling for him to put the fight back on. Right. While he's eating a po' boy.
Yeah. It was a good time, man. It was a really interesting place, and I never heard of Royersford when I found this place. And I live in Westchester. Royersford's home. Royersford's always gonna be home. Yeah. Those people support to this day. I mean, I get. My best friends are there. They supported me. They really did. And it was one of those communities where I know everybody now. I know the mayor. I know, you know what I mean? It's like they had your back after I was in there and got settled in, and they realized, this it's going to be a good place. He's a good guy, and he's got good food, and there's no more fights going on. There's no drug dealing in the area, and it turned out good.
Oh, that's great.
Good, yeah.
Especially after, obviously getting to like the lowest of lows that you got to there.
Dude, I did. And it wasn't the last time I got to the lowest of lows.
That's another common story in this industry.
It is. Yeah. But you come back fighting, man. And sometimes you're against the ropes. I just want to give up. I just want to give up. Like I said, I was putting my resume out. I don't want to go work for somebody else. Right. But you do what you got to do. But never give up. Just don't.
Yeah, so I had one for him, but I think we answered it.
We
went through it already. So I think we're going to move on to one of your questions here.
Yeah, the next thing I had was just, if you had one at least, who was like a major culinary inspiration for you, like coming up through, the start and, where.
So I started in the business when I was like, I don't know, I was 13 or 14 as a dishwasher at the Newtown Squire. So Newtown Squire was one of those prime rib and lobster type of places. My dad always had a second job there. My uncle was a bartender there. Actually, my cousin, his dad was a bartender there. My dad was a waiter there. Cousins worked there. Uncles and aunts worked there, right? So there's a chef. There was a group of guys there from Deep Woods, North Carolina, and you couldn't even understand what they said. Now, you got to think, I've been going in there since I was a little kid. My dad would bring us in there to sell hoagies for Hoagie Day, and these guys had an accent. They weren't Cajun because they were from North Carolina, but you couldn't understand what they were saying. They had that Cajun. They sounded like they were Cajun, and I just idolized them. I remember they'd get the big prime ribs and he'd get the fork, and these guys, they were big guys, and I remember watching them online. This place did, they did 1,000 dinners a night or something like that. But and I got to see that growing up through the years. And they're big, tough, but they'd always they'd always give you a little cup of ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I started working there, and as a dishwasher and a busboy. And I remember, man, Warren, come in the kitchen. He wanted to teach me some things in the kitchen. I'm like, okay. So my first job was picking the turtle meat out of the snappers. so I remember that still. They were just good guys, you know what I mean? And they knew I liked what I was doing. So they're like, all right, let's teach them this. I remember picking the turtle, and your hands would itch. 'Cause back then you didn't wear gloves.
Right.
No one wore gloves. They were for nurses and doctors. And then I got a job at the Aronimink Golf Club because the chef from the Newtown Squire went to Aronimink Golf Club. And that's where I learned formal cooking. I worked the vegetable station, and I learned the sauté station, and they taught me the meat station, and all those guys there they kind of took care of me. They knew I had something, right? So they took time to teach me. And that's also where I learned, you don't call out sick and you don't screw your other guys over, because I did. It was a bit, and I remember going to work one day and no one's talking to me. It was probably like the 4th or 5th time. I guess I was 18, 19. I was young. I was doing stupid shit. And I remember going to work and no one's talking to me. I'm like, finally, one of the guys gets me and goes, dude, you screwed us over. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't call out sick on a Saturday. We got 250 people wedding and the golf guy. And I didn't get it at first, you know what I mean? And I did it one more time. And they're like, dude, you ever call out again, you're done. Like, you're dead to us. And they were good dudes. Like, they took care of me. You know what I mean? Like, they were a lot older than I was, but they take me out and drink beer with me and, and all that kind of shit. And so I learned some lessons there. They were my inspiration to really knew what the business was about. And Bob Johansson, he was brought up in the Waldorf Astoria.
Astoria, yeah.
That's where he learned to cook. So it was kind of, when I was at the restaurant, he explained to me how it worked. And then, of course, I started reading books about it.
Right.
And learn it. And then Danny Funk from New Orleans Cafe. Yeah. He's a guy, I'm like, dude, he does it different. He uses his imagination. You don't have to follow the rules. So this is back in the 80s. And back then, everybody followed the rules. And what they call it, Nouvelle cuisine? I don't know what they call it or whatever. But I finally went, oh, it's not a science. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. So that's when I really fell in love with it. I'm going, well, I can do this and just do this. It's, I remember some of the culinary guys going, you're doing it wrong. Shut up.
Right. No, especially because that's a lot of the things that I've had that I love to this day the most were things where like people broke the rules. Like they were like, this isn't supposed to go with this, but today it does. Let's see how it goes. Right. It's like it ends up sometimes being really excellent.
Yeah. I remember I make my meatloaf one day. Somebody saw me putting the Aunt Jemima syrup in it. And they're going, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, that's the way my grandma did it. I want to try it out. Let me tell you something. It's the best meatloaf in the world.
Yeah, no, there's
not many people can say their inspiration was somebody they worked with and learned from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kitchens are funny like that. It's like, it's not always, somebody that, is like so much your senior, or you saw like a lot of people's answer might have been like a famous chef or something like that. It's not always the case. It's a lot of the times it is someone you worked with who you looked up to.
I realized these guys kind of took me under their wing, and I there was another guy that was working with me. He was a year or two older than I was, and they didn't take him under his wing, and they kind of picked on him. And he was a hard worker, and I didn't get it at the time. I don't even know if I get it now, but
You could try.
But it meant something to me that like
They chose you.
they chose me. Yeah. And I was a hard worker, and I usually showed up to work. But
Usually, yes, you usually
taught me
after that fifth time.
It taught me my life lesson.
Yeah.
It taught me my life. Matter of fact, that had to be the late '80s. My niece is working at Ronald McNow as a waitress, and Jim the baker is still there to this day.
Wow.
And he was one of the guys. I said, well, what's he doing? She goes, he comes in and he makes the ice cream every morning. And I said, I remember the day he got the ice cream machines delivered, and he was like a kid in a candy store. I remember the first day he made ice cream. It's kind of cool, like remembering stuff like that.
Now, yeah.
He's still there. I mean, he may have been the chef there over years or whatever, but when I was there, he was the baker, and now he's older than I am.
Yeah.
But he's still at it. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually have to go down and visit him.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because he heard her name, so he remembered me, obviously. So I got to go down there and pay him a visit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We do have just one today, just one viewer question. When these come through, we all like to give an answer, just general thing. But so this was, what is your favorite underrated sandwich that you think more people should be talking about? And I just want to say real quick before we get into that, Melly sent that in. She's a friend of mine, but she does a lot of food content stuff. If you've ever seen Munchies with Melly, that's her page.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she actually said, she was like, Mark's coming on. She's like, when he reopens, I have to get there. She's like, some of that food looks so good. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's awesome. So, yeah. So if you don't follow Munchies with Melly, go do that. But yeah, that's the question of the day. So
Gotcha.
we're going to start with you since you're the
Dude,
guest.
it's chicken cutlets. It's chicken cutlets. There's a million things you can do with them.
It's true.
There really is. There's so many things you can do with them.
That's funny too, though, because like a lot of people, I grew up like that too. Like my favorite thing was the day after Cutlet Day, I would throw them cold with some cheese and lettuce, tomato, mayo on the roll, and I'm done. You know, like, that's it. But a lot of people, it's like they've only known cutlets to be chicken parm their whole life. So it's like to go to places and see the variety of like options for a chicken cutlet sandwich.
We had 3 chicken cutlet hoagies on our menu. That's love a cold chicken cutlet.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think I might have liked them better the second day. It's like that cold cutlet sandwich.
It was perfect.
Loved it. It was like my lunch always.
So I'll take it on. What I'm gonna say here. Yours is a chicken cutlet, and thinking about it, it sounds like that is. You're absolutely right. That is one of the sandwiches, because going back and working off of what Chuck was saying, a lot of people, or you might have mentioned, a lot of people did say that chicken cutlet was chicken parm. And I think I'm to a certain age for myself. That's all I thought about a chicken cutlet.
Right.
Now, as I'm getting older and I'm experimenting with a lot of, like I said, I'm big on Italian food and trying some of these Italian restaurants. A lot of them are doing the chicken cutlets with different kinds of sandwiches, balsamic vinaigrette, types of cheeses, vodka parm, and they're amazing. However, for me, what I would say is probably one of the sandwiches I grew up loving as a kid and at diners and at restaurants, whatever, was the club sandwich. I think that's one of those few sandwiches that midnight you're hungry as hell and you want to eat something, you grab a club sandwich, satisfies
timeless.
the hell out of you. You want something for lunch real quick, put it on. I think it's an underrated sandwich, and I think it's one of those sandwiches that should have a little more.
And you can do a ham club, and you can do a roast beef club. There ain't nothing like a turkey.
Turkey, I know. I was just going to say. I was like, where's he going with this? Because you better be saying something about turkey.
Absolutely.
But a chicken cutlet club ain't bad either.
I was going to go there. You know what? That might be another special we might throw on very soon.
You should
bring your cutlets over.
There you go. There you go.
You two just combined for the best possible answer.
I like that.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Chicken Cutlet Club. I'm in today.
Damn.
Right now. I'm ready.
Now you got.
I wasn't hungry until you guys said that.
Flashing.
Now it's like, all right, let's end this episode. I gotta go eat.
I want to give you one more, and
I like
you're going to enjoy this because one of your meatballs, dude. No one really does it. Mostly everyone buys their meatballs, and it drives me crazy because it's so easy to make a good meatball.
And when they're good, they're so good.
They're so good.
But I think, to work off of what you guys are saying, but I think because everybody buys regular meatballs, when somebody has a real meatball, it's it's very easy to tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Very
yeah.
easy to tell the difference.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I'm guilty of that too. So I love the one that was in a bag, frozen. People would throw it and make it. But then now, as I'm trying some of these other meatballs, it's like, damn, it's different.
Yeah.
It's actually like a food.
Yeah.
Not just some.
Yeah. And I get it. Like I know a couple places that use frozen meatballs, and they sell tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons of them. Even look at Wawa. I know everybody goes, "Oh, Wawa's a great meatball
There we
sandwich."
go.
I'm not getting into it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying it's a. You know what I mean? But not for me. It's got to be homemade, man. I don't want a frozen meatball.
And I don't want to plug one of my clients too hard, but down in South Jersey, they're the Mama's Meatballs.
I've met them before.
Yeah, so he does 5 different meatballs. He has like a standard that's like the beef pork veal.
I haven't been over there yet. I got to get over there.
You're gonna like it.
And I believe he lives in Royersford.
It might be. It's definitely in Pennsylvania. It's
right near the French Quarter Bistro.
I believe so. I believe so. But yeah, and he does like one that's just like a turkey meatball with broccoli rabe in it, which I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, it was like he does a spicy sausage meatball. He does like a sweet Italian sausage meatball, and then he does a veggie. Like he makes like they hand roll veggie meatballs. Like which doesn't appeal to me at all. But I would try it.
I was gonna say, did you try it?
I did. That's the only one I didn't try was the veggie, and I will eventually.
Yeah.
It just like call me what you'll call me. I'm very like traditional now. I just want meat, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the veggie stuff is like it's fine. I'll try it. I've eaten a lot of vegetable type items, but like, and everyone's different. And I imagine if you're vegetarian or vegan, you're even more different. But like for me, if I want to eat vegetables, I'm going to eat vegetables. I don't need you to turn your vegetables into my meat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when people are like, "Oh yeah, the meatless chicken patty," and I'm like, "I don't want that. I want a chicken patty, or I want vegetables."
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Or vegetables on the chicken patty.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's do them both. But yeah, no, just to create meat items out of vegetables for me, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not big on it. That's just me. But but there, I'd imagine if you gauge by the other 4 they make, they're probably awesome. So,
yeah, and we'll be making. We already discussed. I mean, like I said, our food costs are on steak. We got to do other things that are inventive and different. And meatballs and roast beef are 2 of the things that we really plan on.
I really hope so.
Unplugging.
I imagine they're going to be great.
Yeah,
so I'm excited.
Yeah.
So what's your sandwich?
So I've been sitting here trying to figure out what I want to say because I've only eaten 9 million different sandwiches in my life. But I think going themed off your first restaurant here, I think I'm going to go with the roast beef po' boy.
Yeah.
Because if you get it right, it's like a debris. So it's like shredded roast beef. It's cooked like to death, but it's like really super stupid tender, and it's in a gravy. And then if you get it like dressed, you got the mayo and lettuce tomato also. So like the creaminess of the mayo and like the richness of the gravy together is so stupid good in a way that I can't even describe.
Right.
Like it's one of those things where I was like, I don't know if I love those together. And then I had it and I'm like, this is the best thing I've maybe ever eaten.
I've made it before, but I don't know if it was how authentic it was.
Right.
And it wasn't a big seller for me. I did it as a special a couple times. I liked it, but it just wasn't something to call it on. Let me ask you, have you ever had a North Shore roast beef?
So yes and no. Okay. I have, but I've never had one in Massachusetts. There's a guy in North Jersey, Christos. He does cheesesteaks and stuff, but he makes the North Shore, and he goes up there and gets the like tangy barbecue.
What's it, James River Barbecue or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's definitely, I think that's actually at James River. But he gets that barbecue and like he uses an onion roll and everything. So he's doing it like pretty much how they do it there.
Right.
So how authentic it is, I don't know, but it was
awesome. It awesome?
Oh my God.
They look so good.
It was so good.
Yeah, I really wanted to take a trip up there while we're down. I'm broke though, so
you've been close.
But I just wanted to get up there to try the sandwich. You know what I mean? And literally, that's. I may make it yet.
We should go.
Yeah,
we should make a trip out. I'll talk to. Hey, Mike, you're watching. I know you're watching. Let's go.
Is that a drivable trip?
Yeah, it's like 6 hours maybe.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
We could do that in a day.
Right.
I'm open the next couple of weeks. I ain't got much time. I ain't got much time left, but I'm open.
I'll go. I'll make time.
All right.
I want to
where are we driving to?
Boston.
You in?
Why not?
Let's call Mike. Let's call Mike.
Yep. I'm telling you, he's going to message me as soon as he sees it, or he's going to message you.
Listen,
so we're going to Boston.
We can do the extra meat podcast in the car.
That'd be hilarious.
Dude, that'd be fun.
Just
do a road trip.
That'd be so
road trip. Extra meat podcast road trip.
We'll pack some hoagies to give away up there.
That'd be awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've wanted to do that for a long time. When I had that one in I'm not going to remember the town. It's like Bloomfield or something, wherever he's located in Jersey. I went there for the cheesesteak. Good cheesesteak.
Right.
And in North Jersey, it might be the best cheesesteak up there. It was very good. However, that sandwich was better. Like, it was just so good. The beef was like rare, and it was like super tender. He had the onion roll, and the only thing he did different, I think they used just like a standard American or something when they do it up there. He used Cooper. So for me, that's even more better. You know, like I'm like, hell yeah. You know, like I'm all about the Cooper. So, and it was really good. Yeah. So when I had that, I messaged Eric again, that culinary road trip. He's gone up there and he's done a tour of them. He's done probably 20 of them up there. And I was like, you got to go get the one at Christo's and let me know if it's like authentic. And he said it was pretty close. You know,
dude, he gets around. I haven't met him. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
but he gets around, man.
So he has his kids. His ex lives. He's from Quebec.
I was gonna say he's Canadian.
Yeah, and his don't say he's Canadian. He'll get so mad. He's Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Oh, it's a big difference. It's that like they don't want to be associated with Canada at all. It's a big thing. Really? I swear. Oh, it's insane. It's wild. But either way, he's from Quebec, and his ex still lives up there, so they bring the kids kind of back and forth every so often. So when he does that, he goes to like New Haven and gets pizza, and he goes to Massachusetts and gets roast beef or whatever. You know,
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah. And then when he's up there, when he's in either Quebec, Canada, or whatever, he's always doing like the the poutine, like the fries.
Poutine,
Yeah. That's another thing too. I said poutine once, and he like yelled at me for saying it the way I said it. He puts an S in there even. It's like poutine, like the way he says it. Yeah,
a little French thing.
I have
right?
none of that to me. Even in New Orleans, when I'm down there, he'll like make fun of the way I say things. Like he's like, that's the way you say that. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, my bad. I'm like, I'm just talking.
Well, they have their own dialect down there too, right? Yeah. New Orleans, and
that's crazy.
Is it similar to Quebec?
Maybe
because they're both a little French influenced.
Yeah,
right?
maybe in ways, but there's like, I mean, if you're talking to someone who's from there, like their whole life, like you may not understand half the stuff they say.
Right. That's like the guys that I grew up with in Newtown Squire.
It's
I think it was North Carolina. You could hardly understand them. I grew up to understand them, but in the beginning I couldn't understand anything.
Yeah, no. And it's like, I always feel bad about that. Like I just kind of smile and nod a little bit, and I'm like, oh, what did he say? You know, like.
Yeah. Not from Delco. We don't have an accent, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. None detectable.
No, not at all.
Oh man.
That's funny. Yeah, I think that'll be the answer for today, I guess, is the roast beef Poboy. But there's so many things it could be. And I'm kind of in the minority, at least from people outside of New Orleans. I feel like a lot of people who live in the New Orleans area, roast beef's kind of their go-to. I even sometimes, a lot of them have like a specialty one that they do, and it's usually roast beef and ham. I'll usually do that one. Right. But people from outside of that area are typically going to get the seafood ones, like, you know, like the fried shrimp or, you know, whatever.
Oyster poor boy.
Yeah, right. And they're good. They're very good.
I love oysters.
Me too. Yeah. And I like getting them their style down there. The charbroil, they're so good. We went to Drago's once, which was one of the most popular ones down there. And I had it once, and I was like, I can make these. So we went back to the house, and like the next day we went to some, stand off the side of the road and got a big bushel, and I'm like cleaning them with a toothbrush and stuff. Right. But I got pretty damn close. So and they are, man, they're so good.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but at Van Horn's we have they're probably not going to be when we reopen. We had a fried catfish poor boy, and we had a Cajun popcorn poor boy, fried crawfish with Creole mustard, sour cream, cheddar cheese. Yeah, they're decent sellers, but not great sellers because I think just people down there don't know it, right? But yeah, we had that little bit of flair going on too. Yeah, it's good stuff.
And you do a lot of like gumbo type stuff too,
gumbo,
right?
jambalaya. Yeah.
Not at the restaurant though, or you do?
We do. We'll put it in a takeout case.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Didn't you know he's changing his concept from cheesesteaks to all of that when
right.
It reopens?
We're keeping it simple. That's what I said. We're actually probably going to take the catfish and the Cajun popcorn off the menu. We want to keep it simple. We want to keep it.
Add those meatballs in.
Meatballs. So meatballs weren't even on the menu, but we were running them as a special the last 3 months we were open. And the last month we were open, I think they were our third best seller out of everything on the menu.
That's awesome.
It was cheesesteaks, I think, French fries, and meatballs. I'm like, really?
But if they're, that's what we were saying though. I mean, if they're good, they're good.
Yeah,
So
and that's what happened. People they just started coming back for them, which was that's always fun.
And that happens all the time. Like like a place like Angelo's, like wasn't known for the cheesesteak. It was they were a pizza place.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere they're a cheesesteak place.
Yep.
And
I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of them popping up.
Yeah. Well, I know they just bought something in Jersey.
Yeah,
the Knicks, maybe?
The Knicks.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they bought that. Yeah. So
the whole thing, they bought the Knicks last Saturday, I guess was this past Saturday. They closed down and they took over.
Was it that fast?
I think that's what I was reading up. It was a news article I was watching up on that.
And he bought.
I mean, they didn't open, but I guess they put a sign up that they,
like immediately,
they closed
like,
immediately that they transferred or something.
And then he bought that Conshohocken Bakery too.
Yep.
Yeah. So who knows? I don't think anyone has an exact idea of what he's doing out of there yet, but I've heard some rumblings.
Did you?
Yeah. We'll see.
I think he's going to blow up. I say.
Yeah.
Have you been to Skinny Joey's yet?
No. I actually we were talking a little bit about that with Mike because Mike wasn't going to go, then wasn't going to go, then might have went. I don't even remember. But no, we had. I don't know. I want to go regardless. I'm not a big fan of like taking other people's words for things.
Right.
But I will say I've seen some steaks that look okay from there and some that look really good. So it's like I've seen a couple of videos that like, looked like maybe they were a little like friendlier than they should have been. And then I've seen some where like I thought it looked really good and they're like, oh, this sucks. So it's like, I think I have to just go and find out.
But marketing genius. I mean,
yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
The spot. I mean, that location, the whole thing.
And then they have a built-in battle already. I don't know if you've seen those videos.
Oh, yeah.
So they're, and I think that's probably helping both businesses. Like that little fight that they're having, whether it's real or not, who knows? But yeah.
But they're doing it right. He walks in and throws a loaf of bread at little Snuff.
Snuff. I know, it's so funny.
It's funny to watch. It's fun
I talked to Snuff a little bit because we were talking about having him on, and I told him I was cracking up the one day. He like kicked a plate of food out of his hand or something. I almost pissed myself.
Yeah, hilarious.
I was dying. It was so funny. They're doing the videos right for sure. They're doing well. And then I know he was out too. Snuff was out doing food reviews for a little bit too.
Was he?
Yeah. So
to me, it's we have this community, we have this area where this food's awesome, right? Why isn't it across the country? Like, why aren't they in Arizona? Why aren't they in Florida? Why aren't they in Miami? That's my dream. I want to open up. I'd love to open up little spots.
We talked briefly, and my best guess at it is bread.
Yeah,
I have a feeling you go into a place like Florida, you can't replicate the bread.
Right.
I could be wrong. I have a feeling that's what it is. I think that
Well, I think it can be done. I don't think you can bake the bread in Florida, but I know like
a par bake or something.
Yeah, I forget who Louis G's uses. I can't remember what roll they use, but I believe
Louis G's was.
I believe they get it par baked.
It was out of Atlantic City. Rando.
That's it. So I don't know if Rando can ship down there. Like I know a guy from Texas got a hold of me that had a steak shop down there, and he's like, "What steak are you using?" And I told him, and he's like, "I can't get it." I put him in contact with who we use, and next thing you know, he's getting that steak shipped down through U.S. Foods down to Texas. And why can't you do that with Rando
rolls,
right? So, and I talked to a couple of people about it. Was because they have to warehouse it. Like they're not shipping case down a day. They got to ship down a pallet.
Pallets.
Right, and they got to know you're going to sell the pallets, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't think they do it anymore, but there was a place in New York City that I went that was like a cheesesteak place. They were like Philly themed in New York City. Like it was like purposely Philly themed. So like he wanted to keep everything Philly related, whatever. And he was using Alessio's par bake roll. I know that for a fact. He said
it was Alessio's par bake?
Yeah, he said like every hour on the hour or something they were baking off however many they thought they would use for that hour. Right. So I know that Alessio's has the capability to do something like that. Yeah. Whether they will or not, who knows. But yeah, that's that was my initial thought because he's like looking at places down in Florida like, oh, maybe I could just come down here and do some cheesesteaks, and there's
a need for it in a lot of places.
That's the whole thing. But that's the whole thing is like, someone will travel, like me, him, you, whoever, and you get somewhere and you're like, this is beautiful. I love the climate. I love the people. I love everything about it. Why does the food suck?
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of like I said, New Orleans is not like that, obviously. And like there's a lot of down there that's really solid food. If you get into like Houston and stuff, the food's incredible. Like there's good food in other places in the country, but there's a lot of places like that you go. Like Florida is a big one to me. I've had a few places in Florida that I really, really enjoyed, and I've had a few thousand that I didn't.
Right.
So
I haven't traveled much. Miami's one of the only places I've only flown 3 times in my life. Twice is the Miami. I just never had time.
Yeah. You're missing out. Yeah.
I know, dude. Trust me, I know. I want to. I love it. And I want to go try food from all over the place. I want to go sell my food all over. I want to share. I want to share it. Yeah. But I remember my buddies, dude, you got to get the Cuban. You got to get the Cuban. And I'm like, I got the Cuban. I'm like, dude, this is like one of the worst sandwiches I ever had in my life.
That's so funny.
I was so disappointed, but I'm like, well, it's just ham and pork and pickles and mustard. But like, they didn't do anything special with the pork. It was just.
I wonder if it's where you got it, because I've had some good Cubans.
Well, and Mike said the same thing. He had a great Cuban down there. So I'm like, all right, but it's never going to compare to a cheesesteak or an Italian pork.
And I say, yes, when I talk about it from my own view, I just don't feel like you can compare them because they're just so different.
They're so different.
It's not, it's not even the same realm of food to me. And like, again, if you're going to get a Cuban somewhere, like, they have to cook like that, like pernil style, like pork. Like it has to be that like Spanish seasoned, like slow cooked, like pulled pork kind of thing to add to the ham and then the Swiss pickles, whatever. And that's another sandwich that's very bread specific. Like it's like there's a specific roll that they're supposed to use for that sandwich. And if they don't, it's not as good.
Not as good.
It's like.
I know what else I want to ask you. I know you're supposed to be interviewing me, but the chopped cheese. Now I've never had one from a bodega thing, and I've read about them, and I've read recipe, and I made one or two myself, and I'm going, this is just a freaking chopped up cheeseburger. I don't get it. I don't get it. And
so
then,
it is.
Right. And then people started chopping up like BLTs and.
Now chops like hoagies and stuff now.
Like hoagie dip was a thing, right? Hoagie dips, it's a dip, but you don't make a sandwich out of it. And actually at Corpley's, I made a grilled cheese, hoagie dip grilled cheese is a special when I used to work there. But I'm going, I don't get this chopped.
Yeah,
thing. I don't get the Italian hoagie chopped up mixed together.
So I haven't been big on the chopped hoagies at all. I tried a couple that it's a hoagie to me. There is more of a, if you're bigger on the condiments, there is more of that in every bite. So I guess that's one thing you could say for it. But it's a hoagie.
Right. So like the chopped cheese, it's ground beef, right?
It is. So a lot of places, and like him included, they start with burger patties.
Do you have chopped beef here?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
That's why I said it's a shame that he's closed now already, because you should have had one.
I could have made you one.
I know. I'll be back.
You would have had it for the first time right here.
I would have.
Mike said that he only had them at his house.
Yeah, same here. I made one for myself, and I'm going.
I made him one. Had him try it here.
Did you love it?
He enjoyed it. Yeah.
Did he?
And it's a lot of it's in the seasoning. A lot of it's in what beef you're using.
Right.
Like a lot of people will be like, oh, it's just a burger patty. But like, the beef that these bodega style places in the Bronx and such are using, it's just a different product. It's better, worse. It's subjective, but
it's like a cheesesteak.
It's right.
Yeah, your sirloin, tail, ribeye.
Right. Exactly. Right. So, I've had some that it was like, okay. And then I've had some that are,
some that are like really good.
It's a good sandwich. It's a good sandwich.
But we talked about it with Mike, and we all agreed that like at its best, a cheesesteak is still significantly 100%. Better than the best chopped cheese you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because
could have said something earlier before.
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. I wish I did.
We would have had you. We would have had one made for you. Grill's clean, man. I can't do anything for you right now.
No worries.
We got to bring it for the road trip for Boston.
Bring it for the road trip. We'll bring it for the road trip.
There you go.
Yeah. So I enjoy them if they're done well. I enjoy them, but they're not. A really good cheesesteak or a really good chopped cheese. I'm taking the cheesesteak every time.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got to come back up just for the chopped cheese.
You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at.
So what typically it's what kind of cheese is it? Like a Velveeta? Is it American? What kind of cheese?
We use, for example, we use a yellow American.
Okay.
But the burger that I use, and I've had many vendors come in here and try to sell me burgers and whatever. But the burger I use is made in the Bronx.
Okay.
So it's a Bronx burger.
It's a Bronx burger.
Chopped up with green peppers, onions, spices.
Yeah, the way you season it's big too. Like a lot of places, like a lot of the ones that I've had, in I don't know, non-bodega-ish type places, they'll throw salt and pepper on it, and that's not it. Yeah, it's not. There's a pretty specific seasoning.
Now, does it get ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, anything like that?
Ketchup. Well, we do ketchup and mayo on the bun.
Okay.
On the bun, and then put that in there and layer it with a lettuce and tomato.
Lettuce, tomato. No onion.
No onion and green peppers are chopped up with the meat.
In the meat. Okay.
In the meat itself.
And then I always added in the city, like I would get ketchup, mayo, and I would add hot sauce.
Okay. I did a video.
Ask that for that here. Hot sauce in the burger.
I did a video once comparing New York sandwiches to Philadelphia sandwiches. This was a while ago. Because when I was first learning TikTok and I was just dumping on New York. Like, what the hell's a chop? You know what I mean? I know. I did never have one. Like, what are you, out of your mind?
Yeah, it's funny because that's another. If you're not often in the city or whatever, that's another place that like there are a lot of foods that are incredible in New York City, like a lot. Like it's like, and there's also like anywhere else, there's places that I have been and I'd skip next time around. But I mean, like it's another one of those places, like like if you were to What's the place in the Reading terminal? Is it like Herschel's or something?
What are they selling?
The corned beef, the pastrami.
I
can't think of the name. Either way, it's like you know, you can go there and get that, and you can go to Katz's or whatever in New York City and get that, and it's like you're going to get a great corned beef, pastrami, you know, Reuben, whatever you're choosing to get at either of those two places. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of similarities, but there are not more variety, but there's a lot of variety in the city, and like usually, in my opinion or in my experience, everywhere I've been, it's like on the upper echelon of those things. You know, like I've gotten really excellent, like authentic Chinese food in the city. You know, I've gotten like really excellent, like Jewish delis in the city, and really excellent Italian food, and some of the sandwich shops are like really high quality, like imported meats and stuff.
I'm going to guess New York City is probably the second best place to go get a sandwich besides Philadelphia.
That's
just my guess.
But it's again, so it's again, it's going to be subjective to who you ask.
Right.
You know, it's
right. I got you.
I mean, I'm sure, you know, there's people in Chicago that are watching, you know, like shut up, you know, and there's people
I'm sure they are.
You know, wherever else, you know, so yeah.
I'm a little biased, that's all.
Right.
And I haven't been out there. I haven't been out, you know, trying different places. But from what I see on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, you know, where we get all our real important news.
Agree with you too, man. When I see sandwiches in New York and sandwiches in Philly, it's hard to compete with them. And I'm a sandwich guy, but very subjective, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, maybe we're biased just to the region that we're in. That's what I look at it.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to plug or anything else you want to talk about?
No, I could always use some more followers too. Mr. Cheesesteak, Mark Van Horn, Facebook, Instagram. Mr. Cheesesteak.
I think it is Mr. Cheesesteak on TikTok. I think so, yeah.
But Van Horn Steaks, Mark Van Horn.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, Mark, in this downtime through the restaurant not being open, has gone out and like, you know, kind of patronized some businesses and highlighted some of their food and stuff like that. And then he also has a bunch of cooking videos and stuff like that. So a lot of cool content on his page.
Yeah. I'm always looking for new ideas, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. And I'm super excited for you to reopen. I'm definitely coming like immediately.
Thanks, brother.
I'm really pumped.
Coming down with him.
Yep.
Coming down with him.
No, we'll go together for sure.
We'll bring the chopped cheese with you so I'm going to drive up here.
I'm going to bring the ingredients and cook them on your grill.
Yeah, we're in. That's perfect.
That's it. Dude, I'll cook them on your grill.
Perfect.
That's it.
Perfect. Nice and fresh.
It's going to be a day of chopped cheeses and chicken cutlets.
And you don't even have to bring a roll.
No, you use the same one.
It's
the same one.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
All right. Well,
I had a ball, man.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. And,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, like I said, if you are in the media area after September, please stop by and see Mark at his restaurant because you're doing your stomach a disservice if you don't. That was awesome. Thanks so much, buddy.
Good stuff.
We are out.
Appreciate you.
Hit the music. That was fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun. Good episode. I'm excited. And cut.